everyone, Voodoo here, and ladies and gentlemen, pick up your spears, grab your random animals, where today we are talking about the Survival Hunter rework.
And his target is far away.
Alright, so before we take a look at the rework, let's look at what's current in Dragonflight. So Class Tree has a lot of problems, at least from when I look at it. There's a lot of 2-point nodes and there's a lot of throughput in the bottom of the tree. You don't really have a lot of points to grab all these things. Like, this isn't even taking kick. This is just a random build I took from Wildhead. I think it's a raid build, I don't remember. You don't even take kick. There's a lot of stuff you're just dropping, and there's so much throughput packed into the bottom of the tree, which never feels good. On the spec tree side, there's a lot of like utility and stuff that's in this tree that shouldn't be there. Stuff like Harpoon, stuff like After the Eagle. Feels really bad to have to take. And there's way too many 2-point talents. Like that, all these here are 2-point nodes. All these here are 2-point nodes. This I think is a 2-point node, and this is a 2-point node. So there's just way too many 2-point nodes, and a lot of them are just kind of boring little passives that don't do a ton, right? Like, do you really feel this? No. Do you really feel critical damage dealt increase by 4%? No. So in my opinion, that's a pretty big issue. Oh, this is a 2-point node for some reason. So a lot of 2-point nodes, kind of a mess. This is a 2-point node. There's so many of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 2-point nodes. That's ridiculous. So that has all kind of been cleaned up. Really good. This stuff too, there are a lot of 2-point nodes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. Wow, 14 of them. Missed that one. That's crazy. So cutting down on 2-point nodes, kind of reworking a lot of these boring little passive things. I guess this choice node doesn't really make a ton of sense either. And then this utility being in the tree, all of that has been fixed. It's actually like insane. So that's the old tree. Now let's hop into the game and take a look at the new tree. So right away, here we are in beta, and you can notice that this tree has opened up. Where before it was really narrow and you didn't have a ton of choice, it's a lot more open now, and there's mostly 1-pointers. There are still some 2-pointers in the tree, namely like this and this, but for the most part, everything else is a 1-pointer node, which is great. You get kill shot baseline, which is cool, and then you kind of just like work down the tree. So let's just go through and pick up what I thought a normal tree would look like here. So we can just reset our left tree. Start off with kill shot. Obviously you want to grab all the throughput you can, right? So improve kill shot, and that's it. That's all the throughput in the first gate, which is great. Then you want to take out defensiveness. We take natural mending, which gives you more exil uptime. We take rejuvenating wind, which is more increased health, just 8%, as well as just healing you. And then we have like utility options. Post haste is normally pretty good. Disengage, freeing you from movement impairing effects and giving you more move speed. And you can kind of just take whatever you want. We're going to take Trank Shot to path down to muzzle. We'll take Misdirection and then Tar Trap to get down to Survival of the Fittest. We'll also drop Misdirection for now, because technically this is what we want to do, but we'll come back to it. From here, we have, again, many more options open to us. 2 charges Survival of the Fittest is crazy. That's just a basically Augie Evoker scales. 30% damage reduction every 1.5 minutes, and you have 2 of them, which is crazy. We have this here, which just reduces the cooldown Survival of the Fittest. Boom. So now it's at 1 minute. We have stuff here that increases like Trank Shot. We have Throughput, which is just Wildfire Bomb damage, and then Throughput and Explosive Shot. Note Explosive Shot. We'll get to this later. It is very powerful now. You got 2 more points down here for more Throughput, and then boom. We've taken all the Throughput. We've taken all the survivability in the top part of the tree. So from here, you just kind of get to take utility, right? If you want Misdirection and then come down into Scout's Instincts for some movement speed, you can do that. You can take Binding Shot for a little AoE stop. You can take Intimidation for a stun. There's a ton of other options you can take in here. Tar Trap slow. You can take like more focus on an interruption or a dispel. You can take like a ton of options. This is kind of just what I'm taking for most general options, but it's pretty cool. From there, again, we're going down into the bottom here with a little bit more throughput. So we'll just take this for now to get down to all of our throughput nodes. And then this one as well. We have Serrated Tips, which is just 5% more crit strike from sources. Death Chakrams is still here. We have Born of the Wild, which reduces all your aspects, of course. And then Unnatural Causes, which gives you 10% more dot damage, which is increased by 50% on execute targets. And from here, again, we are just in open game state, so to speak. There's no other throughput nodes left in the tree. There are some defensives. 20% reduced damage while camouflage is active, but I'm pretty sure you can't camouflage in combat, so whatever. But, you know, might as well take it. You have Roar of Sacrifice, which is a 1 minute kind of damage reduction, 10%. You have Emergency Salve, which causes Aspect of its Hurdle and Feign Death to remove poisons and diseases, which is really cool. Trailblazer, whenever you have an attack for 30 seconds, you take that. Like the Root thing, you can take Bursting Shot. There are so many things here. You take Steel Trap, I guess that's technically throughput. I don't even know if it works on the bosses anymore. Intimidation can now stun 2 additional nearby enemies. So you have so many options in the class tree now. It's really cool. That's for all hunters. Obviously for survival, this is what the video's on. It's a little more focused there, but like so much better. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 throughput nodes now, down from before, and then a bunch of defensive nodes. Survival Hunter and hunters in general are going to be incredibly tanky. That's not all hunters got, Survival Hunter, I guess, in terms of tankiness. But for that, let's look over at the spec tree now and talk about the specific changes to Survival Hunter. All right, so we're back, and let's talk about the spec tree now. I'm not going to touch a ton on the hero talents today. Sentinel was just nerfed recently. It's very strong. But Pack Leader is essentially non-functional. It's very bugged. Basically, you can't even test it. It hasn't really been working since alpha. I'm not really going to touch on that. Mostly looking at the rework here. So notice right away that this tree looks markedly different, right? Lot more points. There's actually only 3, well, I guess 4 if you count with this Marauder, but there's very few 2-point talents in the tree, right? So if we kind of unselect stuff here, this is a 2-point node. That's about it. And then these ones here are 2-point nodes. Other than that, everything else is a 1-pointer, which is insane. You have way more options. And there's a lot more new talents added to the tree, which is really good. One of the big things is actually a change to how stats kind of scale for Survival Hunter. So beforehand, your mastery was not great. It just kind of increased all your fury spending abilities. Now it's actually different. So it's still kind of the same thing, but you and your pet deal 14% increased damage and take 3% reduced damage. This bonus is doubled when you're within 25 yards of each other. So that's really good. So basically this means that all damage you and your pet do now is buffed instead of just the focus spending abilities. And you also just have a 6% damage reduction whenever you're near your pet, which should be obviously almost all the time. Now this does have a limit on its range, of course, but there is a bit of a grace period, so to speak. So if I just send my pet in to kill command this target, and we just back up, this will start to drop off. See, it's starting to count down now from 10 seconds. So this will drop. The doubled thing will drop whenever I get far enough away from it. Boop, 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 boop. It's gone. And then we go back within 10 yards, and it will update again. I think maybe it has to be in combat or something. It'll update again, and there we go. Now we have our 100% damage, whatever, with our pet back. So let me just put him on passive. And there you go. So that was changed to make mastery a much more appealing stat, which is really good. And then on top of that, if I can open the talents up, they've added crit scaling. So what they've added here is a few different abilities that scale with crit. They've added this thing here. Kill command has an additional 10% chance to reset, increase to 20% when it strikes, crit strikes, and then tip of the spear damage bonus is increased up to 30% based on your critical strike chance. Now we'll touch on tip of the spear in a second. You want to just go over the stats, of course. Also stuff like this, each damage or time effect on a target increases the crit strike damage they receive from you by 2%, which is a big deal. And there's I think there's another crit node, but I don't remember off the top of my head. So there's crit scaling now in the spec, which is really good. Resets on kill command are very important. So we're now at a spot where Survival Hunter kind of likes all their stats. Haste is good for more GCDs and reduction on their abilities. Mastery is really good because it's just a flat damage amp, and I guess 6% DR doesn't change. That does not increase, but it's really good there. Crit has scaling now with a few different abilities and kill command resets. And then, of course, versatility is always just kind of a solid middle ground option when you have a lot of the other stats. So that's really good in terms of stat scaling for Survival Hunter. Now let's look at the actual tree itself here, though. So it starts off pretty much the same. We're going to reset it and do like a bit of an AoE build. Now, again, things are pretty new here. Just kind of testing stuff out. We'll see what ends up happening. But we start off with kill command. This has not changed. Wildfire bomb and raptor strike are all the same. Nothing really changed there. There actually was a change to wildfire bomb where its dot now works like ignite. So if you throw your bomb at a target and then throw another bomb, instead of like overwriting the fire damage debuff and just kind of applying more duration, it now refreshes and, well, not refreshes, but it adds the damage that was there before to the new dot. So it works like an ignite. So you're actually not losing any damage here. This is a great change. Go Guerrilla Tactics does the same thing, get more things. And then we have Tip of the Spear. The Tip of the Spear is actually reworked. Now what it does is kill command increases the direct damage of your other spells by 15%, stacking up to 3 times. So every time you use kill command, you will gain a stack of Tip of the Spear. then your ability will consume it, the next ability you use, to do 15% more damage, stacking it to 3 times. These are consumed one at a time. There are some abilities that seem to be consuming more than one. I believe that is a bug, but these are consumed one at a time to increase the damage, and of course they're further amplified by critical strike chance here, up to 30% based on how much you have. So this makes them really good. So the whole gameplay now of Survival Hunter, aside from all the bombs, is to basically weave your kill commands in between your abilities, which feels really good. You're using them all the time to generate fury anyways, but now you maybe want to hold them every now and then, maybe want to play with them a bit to get that amp onto your strong abilities, which in my opinion feels really fun. It feels really fresh. The rotation flows pretty well. There are some issues right now with just global cooldown bloat, GCD bloat. You have a lot of you have a lot of buttons that you want to push at different times, but in all honesty, this feels really good in general, and I'm really enjoying it. Just from the dummy testing I've done, there's no testing right now, but it feels really good. On Tuesday, they made a lot of changes to help address this GCD bloat, which I think went a long way, but there is still a little bit, but it's feeling a lot better. We have a ton of other stuff as well. Lunge has been removed from the auto attack increase, so that's gone. They've done that at 2 melees across the board, so not a big deal there. Then you have Mongoose Bite, same thing as normal, just replaces Raptor Strike, stacking damage thing. Get your windows like that, pretty standard for survival. Then we have Quick Shot, which remains the same as well. Whenever kill command's cooldown is reset, you have a 30% chance to fire an arcane shot at your target. So we're just gonna take this. I don't know if you end up taking this. Just seems kind of weird right now. I think it might be bugged, but it's there. And from here, the tree really opens up for us. Now, there's one thing you might be noticing, and that there's no harpoon and there's no aspect of the eagle. So open up my talent tree here, or my spell book. We'll notice that harpoon and axe of the eagle are baseline. I have not selected them on my talent tree. There's no option for them anywhere. They're just in the spell book, which is great. Now, Axe of the Eagle also has an additional benefit where it increases your mastery range to 40 yards as well. So if I activate Axe of the Eagle here, and I don't know, send my pet at something, I guess, do this and just kill command something, I can go very far away. I can continue to Axe of the Eagle, and my pet, my mastery hasn't dropped off yet. You'll see once this Axe of the Eagle drops, it'll start counting down, but you can use this as kind of a way to make sure you keep your mastery up even if you're out of range, which is actually really good. So I'm glad they made that change. So those are gone. There's a lot more other options in this tree here. Butchery returns, no more Carve. Carve is now baseline, and you'll probably be taking Butchery anyways. There's a ton of other options here. They've moved Alpha Predator, which was down in the class tree before, up here. It gives you 2 charges of kill command. Turns engagement is right here. They've changed Wildfire Infusion, so colored bombs are gone. Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike have a 15% chance to reset kill command, and kill command reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 1 second. This is pretty good. More bomb damage. Grenade Juggler is really, really cool. Wildfire Bomb deals 5% increased damage and has a 25% chance to also cast Explosive Shot at your target. And Explosive Shot reduces the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb by 2 seconds. Now, this is a thing you might notice. There are a lot of Explosive Shot talents. It is now a core tenet of Survival Hunter. Something like this, where every 3 quick shots is replaced with Explosive Shot. And the stuff down here, like Bombardier, when you cast Coordinated Assault, you gain 2 charges of bomb. Whenever it ends, your next 2 explosive shots have their cooldown reduced by 100% and their focus cost reduced by 100%. They may be wondering, why would you want to do that? Because beforehand, putting multiple explosive shots on a target didn't really do much. But now, whenever you reapply explosive shot to a target, it just blows up instantly. So if we get it where we have multiple explosive shots, I'll show you in a bit when we get down to CA, it will just kind of boom, 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 blow them all up, and you don't have to worry about it, which is great. With other stuff here that's pretty normal. Frenzy Strikes. Butchery reduces the remaining cooldown on Bomb and Flanking Strike by 1 second for each target hit. Pretty normal stuff. We have Ranger, pretty normal stuff. Kill Shot, Servant Sting, Arcane Shot, Steady Shot. All your shots basically deal 20% more damage. Now, in terms of new stuff, Flanking Strike. Now, this has been changed to a focus spender, and I guess actually Wildfire Bomb also is now a focus spender, 10 focus. Doesn't really change things, just kind of prevents you from overcapping, which feels pretty good. You have a lot of focus now. But this, really good. So really strong, hard-hitting ability, costs 20 focus, and the Tip of the Spear grants an additional 15% damage bonus to this ability, and it generates 2 stacks of it. So what this means is that with your 30% increased damage done, it's more effective on Flanking Strike, and Flanking Strike refunds the one you use and grants an additional one. So going Kill Command, Flanking Strike will have a juiced up Flanking Strike, and then give you 2 more juiced up abilities, which is great. There's also an additional benefit down here for AoE. Your flanking strike now strikes 2 additional targets at 100% effectiveness and causes your kill command to hit 2 additional nearby enemies for 10 seconds. Again, great stuff. It helps spread bleeds around like with Bloodseeker. Just more damage in general. Really good AoE node. Then you also have just kind of attack advantage, which is just basic bomb and flanking strike damage. That hasn't changed. Over here on this side, there's a lot of other cool nodes as well. So this one here off Butchery, Merciless Blows. Casting Butchery makes your next Raptor or Mongoose bite hit 3 targets, which is pretty cool, especially with Viper's Venom, which is returned. Raptor Strike and Mongoose Bite, apply Serpent Sting. So we're going to take that. I don't know if it's right to take it. I don't really know the full tree layout. I'm just kind of clicking buttons. I think you might drop this stuff and take like Mongoose and then like this and down here, but like whatever. You also have something down here called Outland Venom. Each damage or time effect on your target increases the crit strike damage they receive from you by 2%. You can have like 3 or 4 of those if you take all these nodes. This one here, Contagious Reagents, reapplying Serpent String also spreads it to 2 nearby enemies, which is really good. So from there, we're down at our bottom of the tree. I'll leave these unselected for now, just so that we have all of our points down here. Again, not fully sure on the final build, but just kind of going over everything. We have just basic 2 points here to lock out, so you can't get multiple of these, which is fine. We're going to take 2 Explosive Experts because it's really good. Then we're going to go down Sweeping Spear into Coordinated Assault. This has received a slight change. It is a 1-minute cooldown. Well, it's actually 2 minutes, but you can take this here to make it 1 minute, which is why it says 1 minute in the tooltip. But they've removed the AoE portion of Kill Shot, which means you no longer need the macro, which is really good. It also means that Kill Shot is usable on any targets while it's active, which is still there, and increases your Wildfire Bomb damage. Really good ability. It's Survival Hunter's main cooldown, staying that way. Bombardier, we've already talked about with Explosive Shot. Then we have this node here. We have kind of make it a 1-minute CD, which is really strong. We also have Relentless Primal Ferocity. So it sends you and your pet into a state of primal power. For that duration, Kill Command generates 1 additional stack of Tip of the Spear. You gain 10% haste, and Tip of the Spear's damage bonus is increased by 50%. So here you have the choice of more often cooldowns or stronger cooldowns, which is a great choice. You always love to get those kind of things. I'm going to take Symbiotic Adrenaline because I think it's a little bit better. From here we have 3 extra talents. Right now, Fury the Eagle is kind of undertuned, doesn't do much. It was fixed a little bit where it now actually does consume 1 stack of Tip of the Spear. It was taking up multiple, which is not great. But this is back. You strike all enemies in front of you over 4 seconds. Critical strike chance increased by 50% on any execute targets. And then Kill Command resets, reduce the cooldown by 3 seconds. And we have the 2 points down here where it gains bonus critical strike chance against targets below 35% health. And your Fury the Eagle critical strikes reduce Wildfire Bomb and Flanking Strike. So that's even more crit scaling. The other big change is over here on the Spearhead side of the tree. Killer Companion is just kill command damage, but Spearhead is now a 1.5 minute cooldown, which you and your pet charge your enemy, bleeding your target for 180,000 damage over 10 seconds, and increasing your chance to crit strike them by 30% for 10 seconds. We have a node down here. The cooldown of Spearhead is reduced by 30 seconds, and Spearhead's bleed now increases your damage against the target by 30% as well. So this turns into a nice single target critical strike kind of cooldown, which is really cool. It being 1 minute lines up perfectly with Coordinated Assault as well. So you're just critting harder. You have a big bleed on them, which works with your Outland Venom as well. Again, Kill Shot bleed does also count as a damage over time effect. This is a really powerful node. But this being a 1 minute CD that where you just charge your target, single target, bleed, flows really well and feels really good as well. Now for the last few points here in AoE, I don't really know what to take. I've been taking these 3 points. Viper's Venom, Outland Venom, and Contagious Reagents as kind of like a dot build to kind of spread it around. And in general, it's been super fun. We're going to apply these changes, and then we're going to take a quick look at some rotation, not rotation, but just some gameplay, I guess, because honestly, I've been having a blast. All right, so here we are on a dummy. Now, again, this rotation is not going to be perfect or even probably that good, but I did kind of want to show you what's been going on and like some of the effects I was talking about. So watch my buffs. Now, this weak aura here is just kind of the best I've been able to get. We're on beta, it is what it is, but being able to just kind of start off by going into the pack, harpooning in, throwing out your thing, kill commanding, getting your Tip of the Spear stack into Flanking Strike, giving you 2 more, you like an Explosive Shot, then you like spend your bombs, kill command again, spend your bomb, you push your Coordinated Assault, you get more bombs back. You're doing a lot of bomb damage. You get all your kill commands to reduce CDs, to build up your Tip of the Spear, which gives you more direct damage. And honestly, it's been super fun. Basically here, I'm just wasting time until we get Coordinated Assault no longer active. So here we get more Flanking Strikes. Boom, we'll Flanking Strike. Now we cleave our kill command, and now we have explosive shot backup. So this is what I want to show you. So we have charges of explosive shot now. We have Bombardier giving us the cooldowns, so we can go explosive shot, explosive shot, explosive shot, and you see they just kind of immediately blow up whenever I reapply a new one, which feels really good. The main rotation in AoE feels a little busy. There's a lot of GCDs between all the things you want to do, but realistically speaking, like if you've played Survival Hunter in AoE before, it's a lot of bombs, a lot of flanking strikes, a lot of explosive shots, and then you're using kind of butchery and mongoose bite or whatever to apply your dots, get more CDR on your bombs, and it feels really good. It flows really well in my opinion. There's a bit of a bloat, but I think it's pretty good. And all in all, I think it's really fun. If you're looking for an alt, if you're looking for a main, I really recommend checking out Survival Hunter. They have some issues with utility, but now they have like a lot of like AoE stops. They have really good single target mob control. They have traps, they have bursting. So it's a lot better. And they have Lusta too, I guess. But they're really, really tanky, and their damage is really fun to do. So if you're looking for something to have fun on, really check out Survival Hunter. We'll have more videos of it. I do want to try and get some Mythic Plus testing whenever that comes back on this spec. Till then, though, I guess there's really nothing to test with it, which is what it is. But really sick. Recommend you to look it out. The 2 hero talent trees are very passive right now, but the theme of them is pretty cool. You get a big blue owl here, where you kind of like you're like a sentinel, which is like a nature elf kind of warrior. This one you're like in a deep bond with your pet, which is great. So honestly, guys, like check this out. It's really, really fun. If you've ever liked the idea of a melee hunter, this is like the best iteration of it, where it hasn't been broken like in survival in season 3 of Shadowlands. So there you go. That's my initial first thoughts, first review of the talent tree rework stuff. Super excited for it. There will 100% be more survival hunter content in the horizon on the future. We're still gonna have Demon Hunter stuff. Do not worry, everybody of the normal viewers. But for anyone here who's new, you're joining because Survival Hunter is hype. I'm excited too. We're gonna have content of it. Mark my words, it'll happen. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts on the Survival Hunter rework below. Again, I'm super excited. Don't expect me to check out BM or MM. I don't play those specs as much, but you know what? If people want me to, if people like the style, then I guess we can. So thank you all so much. We might check out some Windwalker and Paladin and I don't know, other stuff after. But this has been a blast to play. I've been really excited. I'm so happy just showing this to you all. It's so fun. Check it out. And yeah, so there you go. See you guys all next time. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you, Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.